And today's topic of discussion is again the linked list. We are continuing with that. So in previous sessions, we had a discussion about what actually linked list is and what is the difference between linked list and array. And we have discussed few operations of traversing, searching over linked list. So basically, why we need to have a linked list? What is the motivation for that? We can manage and organize our data in arrays as well. So why we need to have linked list? So let's check from here. Suppose we have a array with the certain elements. Let's say 1, 4, 10, 19, and 6. These are the elements of our array. And I want to insert one new element, that is 7, at the third location after 4. So in between 4 and 10, I want to add 7. So what I have to do? I have to shift all the elements after it. So I have to shift 6 to 1 plus location, 19 to 6th position, and then 10th to the position of 19, and then I can have a empty slot over here, and then 7 will be inserted. So this is quite time consuming and complicated scenario. When we have to move, we have to shift all the elements, when we have to insert or maybe delete one new element or one element from the list. So it is quite clumsy process. So this can be resolved with the help of linked list. When we are having a linked list, like let's say we are having a list, we have organized all these elements in a list. So suppose this is our list with 5 nodes into it, and each node is holding the data. It's holding 1, 4, 10, 19, and 6. So this is our linked list, and I want to insert one new element into it here at this location. So simply I have to have one new node, and I need to write 7 into it, and then only thing I have to do is to change the pointers here. So this node will be pointing to the new node, and the new node will be pointing to the next node. So this new node can be included into our list this way. So I'll be explaining this in more detail when we are looking to the insertion algorithm. So the basic thing is that I don't have to make any change into any other node. You can see, only thing I have changed is the pointer of previous node and the next node to accommodate the new node into our list. All right. So this is quite efficient way to insert or to delete from linked list rather than having an array. So this is the reason why we need to have linked list. So moving ahead, we had discussed few of the basics of linked list, as in uh, linked list is what? It is the list of elements which is called nodes. So we have a collection of nodes in our list, which is our linked list, and the order of node is determined by the address, which is called link. So the next pointer saves the order of next node. So whosoever the address is there, it will point to that particular node, which decides the ordering of your linked list. And every node except the last node contains the address of next node, and the last node contains null pointer, because thereafter there is no node, it is the end of the list and it will not point to any other node. Then we have a components of node. As I have already told you, we have two components of one single node. We have info part, which is also called data part, and then we have link part, which holds the address of next node, right? So info part holds the data, the value of your node. Let's say we have 4, and then here is the address as in 1201. So this is the address of next node, and this is the value. This is the information. So these are the two components of a node. So you can look over here. We have the structure of a node as info and the link. So head or the first node, or we can say the start node, holds the address of the first node. So when we are uh, initiating our node, our linked list, so it is having a start pointer or a head pointer. So this start pointer holds the address of first node of our list. All right. Then afterwards, this link part will hold the address of next node. And the info part of the node can be either a value of a primitive type or a reference to an object. So here we can store any referenced value, any data element into our info part. So next, let's discuss few of the operations that we can perform over a linked list. As we have already discussed, how we can traverse our linked list, or how we can uh, search for a particular element into our list. Now let's check out the insertion operation into our linked list. How we can insert a new node into our linked list. So let's see. So when we want to add a new element into our list, a new node, it can be added at the beginning, in the front of the list, or in the middle of the list after any location, or after any given node, or it can also be added at the end of the list. So let's check out with the help of algorithm here. When we want to insert at the beginning, so we have a list. Let's say we have a linked list like this. All right. So this is our linked list with certain values. Let's say this. And I want to add a new node at the front. At the beginning, I want to add a new node. So this is our linked list, which is starting with the start pointer. So that means this start pointer is having the address of our first node. All right. And I want to add new first node over here. That means I have to update the address in our start pointer also. So firstly, when we want to insert a new node into our list, we need to have one new node. So from where we can have one new node. In the memory, we have two pointers. One is start, which is referring to our linked list, and the other pointer we are having is aval. Aval is a pointer for available nodes. That means for empty nodes which can be used to insert a new node. So let's say we are having these nodes which are available so that they can be used to store your data. So we have to check whether we are having empty node so that we can insert our element and attach that new node to our linked list. Or so for that we need to check here. Firstly, let's begin with the algorithm. Firstly, we have to check for aval equals to null. If aval equals to null, that means we have a situation like this. We don't have any node available which can be used to insert our element. That means our empty node, our available nodes are empty. We don't have any available node. So if aval equals to null, that means we cannot add new element, new node into our list. So it will be the condition of overflow. Overflow condition means we don't have the empty space. When you are filling a glass of water and you don't have the empty space in that glass, what will happen? It will simply overflows the water, right? So if you don't have the empty space, if you don't have the empty node in aval, that means you cannot add new node into linked list. So it will be the condition of overflow. That means you cannot add new node into the list and it will simply exit. We have to check whether the condition is of overflow or not. So if it is the condition of overflow, it will simply write a message that it's overflow and it will exit. And if this is not the scenario, that means we have certain element, certain nodes available into our list. That means it's the case here. This is the scenario. We have certain empty nodes. So we can have one node from the front and we can insert it into our list. So how we can have this node, this front node? Simply we have to update the address of aval pointer. Aval pointer is holding the address of first node. So we have to update the aval so that it can point to the next node. Alright. So we need to set a new pointer new, and this new will hold the address of aval. So aval pointer is holding the address of first node of this. So this we want to take off so that we can add this to our linked list. So that is why we are providing the address of first node to the new pointer. Here we have updated new equals to aval. And now we have to provide the address of next node to aval, and the address of next node is with first node's link part. So link part is holding the address of next node. So we will update aval to link aval. So this is aval. Aval's link part is holding the address of next node. So this will be provided to aval. So like this, it will be going to point the next node. All right. So it will left with one node and this front node will be given to the new pointer. Now, though we have new node, we can now insert our item. Let's say we want to add 1. So we have to update the info part here. Info part will be updated with the item. So new info part will be written with our item, and now we will attach this node to our linked list. So how it will be attached? We will update the link part of new with the address of first node, and address of first node is with the start pointer. So its address will be given to link part and its address will be given to start. So now start will be holding the address of our new node, and the new node will be holding the address that was previously holded by start. So this is 1, this is 2, and then we have 4. So this way we have attached one new node into our list. Alright. So this way we can insert a new item at the beginning. Next situation is that when we have to insert a node after a given node. Firstly, we were adding at the beginning. Then now we have to add a new node after a given node. So how that can be done? So let's start. We have to first check for again overflow situation. If AVAL is having null, that means it is a situation of overflow. So if our AVAL is empty, that means we cannot have new node. So if AVAL is null, that means we cannot add a new element, a new node into our linked list. So if our AVAL is empty, that means we cannot have new node and we cannot add the node in the list. So it will simply write it's a condition of overflow and it will exit. Otherwise, what we have to do is, supposingly we are having our list as so this is my linked list. All right. So I want to add new node here after A. I want to add new node here after A. So if it is not condition of overflow, that means we can have a new node from the AVAL. So I will be taking a new node from AVAL and I will be copying my data. So this is the node. This node I'll be taking off. All right. So I'll be setting my new pointer here, and new will be equals to AVAL. That means the address which is holded by AVAL pointer will be given to new. So now new will be pointing to this first node. It will get the address of this first node, and this will be given to new. All right. And AVAL will be updated to link of AVAL. So link of AVAL is this. So whosoever address is holded by this link part will be given to AVAL. That means AVAL will now be pointing to the next node. All right. So this node will be taken off to new. Now we will copy the info part of the new with our item. Let's say we want to add here B. Our item is B. We will write B into our info part of new. Then if we have no location given, that means we are not provided with the location where we are supposed to add the new item, we will simply attach the item to the first, the beginning of the list. Otherwise, we have to go to the location. We will set the link of new. Link of new means this part. Link of new will be updated with the link of location. Let's say our location is 1. So location of 1 means we have to insert after 1. So we will update it with the link part of first node. So this address will be provided to the link of new. So this will going to now point to this node, and start will be update link of this location will be updated to new. All right, so this node will be going to insert into our first node. So our final node will be like this. All right, so this is been attached after first node. So we have to update the link part of first node and link part of new node, so that it will going to point to the next node here, and this will point to the new node here. So this is how we can insert a new node after a given node. So students, if any doubt is there in insertion operation, insertion at the beginning or insertion after a given node, just let me know. So when we have to insert one new node at the end, suppose we have a list like this. We have one node in our list and I want to insert one new node into my list. What I have to do? I have to check for overflow condition. This step will remain same. The second step will remain same. We have to take one new node from eval list, and then third step will again be same. We have to write information into the info part. All right, then what will be happening here? We have to update the link of this node. Link of start will be updated to new, and we will set the link of new as null. This is the new node. We will update the link of start with new and update the link of new with null. So the final list will be like this. We will be having two nodes in our list now. 2 and 3. So this is how we can insert new node at the end of our list. So students, if any doubt is there in insertion operation, just let me know. And in our next session, we'll be resuming with the operation deletion. So deletion can also be done at the beginning, in the middle, or at the last. So we'll be discussing deletion operation in our next session. So till now, if anyone is having any kind of doubt, you can ask.